What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of XPN News, where myself, BMG, and Fabio are going to have a quick conversation about the news that's come out today, which is kind of all over the internet. Everyone seems to be talking about it, so we just thought we would do a quick conversation about it of Halo and Gears of War coming to the PlayStation 5 this year. So Fabio, have you had a chance to have a look at what has actually happened?
Well, by the way, first thing, first things first. Thanks so much. Always a pleasure to be here with you, my great friend. And how
Always.
is everybody doing? And by the way, we are talking about the news of today at the time of the recording of this video. Let's point out these exact
Yes.
facts. Which,
Yes.
like, yes, I did see the news on Twitter as and the main one is that the insider Nate the Hates has said that Master Chief Collection, Hellblade 2, Microsoft Flight Simulator, as well as other games mentioning even Gears of War will be coming to the PlayStation 5 and as well the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes. Yeah. And with Windows Central, they have actually come out and corroborated it, and they say I have got it. I'm just going to have a quick say. Yeah, so credible tipster Nate the Hate shared some rumors on his podcast for games we can expect to see hit PlayStation 5 and the unannounced Nintendo Switch 2. Look out for another XPN news episode coming out, which actually talks about that. For Xbox fans, Nate the Hate suggests that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be hitting Xbox this year, with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth aiming for 2026. But also, according to Mr. Hate, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, Halo Master Chief Collection are both slated for multi platform treatment, with each game launching on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2. So Windows Central has independently corroborated that to show that it is true. There is stuff behind there, so it's true. And as previously noted by Xbox CEO Phil Spencer, there is no red lines when it comes to games Microsoft aims to bring to other platforms. And as it was noted late last year, any Xbox game is capable of making a good return on investment if it goes multi-platform. So with that, they have also heard that Hellblade 2, Age of Mythology, and Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition are also slated to come to PlayStation 5 this year. So obviously, we're not going to go deep in depth into it, but I suppose, do we look at it as this a surprise? Was we sort of expecting older titles in the first party pool to come to other consoles, other platforms, or was we just expecting newer games? To me, yeah, I sort of understand it. You want to get these people that are on other platforms, the Nintendo, on the PlayStation, give them a taste of what the Xbox ecosystem has to offer. Give them a taste with the first game, or as Halo, the Master Chief Collection, you're getting 4 games um, to show, give a taste of what they have, what they do, and hopefully bring people over and play the others actually on an Xbox or a PC or a mobile or on a handheld because, Xbox Play Anywhere. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is an
Or
Xbox.
exactly. With Microsoft's investments on cloud, their idea is not about console sales anymore, for what I can understand. Like, of course, by the way, this is not any like professional insiders or opinions or
Hmm.
financial businessmen. We're just both gamers that enjoy Xbox video games in general, and we are just giving our opinions for what we can understand for from the market itself. And like for what we can tell, Xbox is not caring at all about the console sale wars. That ship has sailed since the Xbox One generation,
Hmm.
and they clearly are not going to be trying to hit that goal anymore. They decided to say, Nintendo and PlayStation will always sell way more consoles than us, but that doesn't mean we cannot make Xbox thrive and Xbox be profitable just because we're not selling as many consoles. And their idea is to expand their platform not just into the console, which is very important, is this
Yep.
part of my interpretation, which is like they are not going to be giving up on the console, but they are trying to get as many people as possible by making their games available everywhere whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah, and see, it's the thing. The problem is that when they bought ABK, they spent all that money. It kind of put the Xbox division kind of on the bigger radar of Microsoft because Xbox was always seen as a little side thing. They didn't really bother. It was never talked about in shareholder meetings. No one asked any questions. They just got the basics down with the Game Pass and sales and things. But now they've invested so much, it's how are we going to get a return on our investment? How are we making money off this? What are you doing to make us money and make profit? And the only way you're going to do that, because we know we've hit the ceiling, Xbox, PlayStation, they've hit their ceilings of users. The only way you get new users is PlayStation. They're expanding to PC, but once they hit the level at the roof of that, then you have to look at bringing games to other consoles. Xbox have
Exactly.
already hit the ceiling on both of them. PC and console, they've hit that ceiling. They need to make more money. They need to get new users in. And what's the best way of doing that? Expand onto other platforms. And they have told us, like Satya Nadella, Phil Spencer, they have said repeatedly over mid to late last year that there's no red lines. We're looking at games, making decisions based on how other games do, and to get it. So they prepared us for what they're going to do and what is going to happen. And it is no surprise that anyone that looks at this and shocked and is shocked, then you just clearly had your head in the sand because it was this was going to happen. This is the way they've got to go. They've got to make money. They've got to make a return on their investment in ABK. And the only way they can do that now is go to other platforms. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think Gears 1, Master Chief Collection is a good way to go because you these are big franchises that are still going, new games are being made to bring people over and get people. Maybe they'll pick a Series S up, but maybe they'll get Game Pass on PC, or maybe they'll get Game Pass for the handheld or on the phone or something like that. Something to bring them in to try and get new users because that's what it's about. It's about users and people that have got Game Pass and other things. So I think we're going to see more and more of this. I think again this is just the start. We're in 2025 now, start of the year. I think you're going to see multiple games come to different platforms. But yeah, it's not a shock. Some people might be surprised by it. Some people might think it was just going to be newer games. But maybe this is the best thing for Xbox. We could have a whole other conversation about how it's going to affect consoles and hardware sales, but Xbox isn't focused on that. They're going to make a console for the hardcore fans that want a console to sit under their TV that don't play PC or mobile, but they also want sales, they want subscription services, and the way you get that is expanding to other platforms.
Yeah, like I totally agree, and I think it's a pretty interesting point where we got because, like, we can see that not only Xbox is being way more aggressive now in terms of their first party content because they are going to be releasing like tons and tons of games. We've seen this like last year. We are going to be seeing this for what everything has been indicating. We're going to be seeing this during this year as well. And they want to generate as much profit as they can, considering how much they invested on the platform itself or like on the brand Xbox itself. But I think it's quite interesting what you mentioned about PlayStation, which is slowly doing the same thing by putting their games on PC. They started putting games on the Nintendo Switch with Lego Horizon. Yes, it could be just some like isolated thing, or maybe
Mm.
not. And with the rumors saying that Lego Horizon Arc would be coming to Xbox, that could indicate the same thing. But of course, this is just that part of Lego Horizon coming to Xbox is just a rumor, so we cannot take it into consideration that yes, it's coming. That's it.
Hmm.
But taking into consideration also that Bungie, a first party PlayStation studio, remains multi platform. Their next game, Marathon, is going to be day one on Xbox. So, this is some ways that Sony is trying to expand their business as well in order to generate more profit and not just being stuck on the console itself. The console is their main focus, of course, but they've noticed that they are not going to be getting as many players on the PlayStation 5 as they got on the PlayStation 4
Hmm.
because like the console sales are doing well but not as well as on the PlayStation 4 and have been seems to be a bit stagnated compared to what they wanted there. But in general, I think that this expansion is a good and a bad thing in order for what we can understand, because if you are a hardcore gamer where you are a tradition, you want to go with the traditional method of every platform has that one game that you can only play that in that specific hardware, then you should be going only to Nintendo because that's the only traditional player who is going to be doing that.
Hmm.
And but to everyone else, I think this is a good idea because especially if you are a fan of Xbox, because in my point of view, what Xbox is doing right now by expanding their business is we are going to be making AAA day one games coming to Game Pass more sustainable than anything else. Because how
Hmm.
are we going to be making our money from these big games that cost a lot of money to make and that we are going to be giving away quote unquote for free? They want on the subscription, make it available for more people. How or as well as it allows them to make more, in my opinion, of course, it allows them to make more investments in acquiring other studios, because one of the things that many people were a bit worried about the ABK acquisition was, is Xbox going to be putting Call of Duty exclusive to PlayStation? No, they aren't. And in fact, they are not going to be putting anything exclusive to PlayStation. Oh my god, exclusive to Xbox. And no, they didn't and they are not going to be putting anything exclusive at all or as a permanent exclusive at all to Xbox for the nearest future, which allows them to have like this blank check and blank card for any consumer organization that is going to try to block any future acquisitions. Because what do you mean this is bad for consumers? I'm allowing every single one of these games to be available to every single platform, so
Hmm.
you must let this acquisition go through. So I think this is a pretty interesting way for Microsoft to have a huge dominance, but being mainly what they were since the original Xbox days. The disruptive player, which is the guy that
Yep.
enters the market and do stuff that everyone else doesn't do. And it ends up
Yep.
working because it changes the market forever.
Yeah, yeah. Which they already did with Game Pass. Game Pass is probably one of the biggest shake-ups in the industry, because it not only forced PlayStation to do their own subscription service, but EA Play, Ubisoft, you've got all these other ones. Sega are now considering doing their own subscription service. So they do. It's like Microsoft do it. Everyone sits back and watches how it goes, the reaction, interest in it, and then they do something similar, and PlayStation did, and the rest of them did, and I think it's a better thing. I think it's like that is a better value for people because you're giving more options and things. And like I say, you can get an Xbox or where you can play Game Pass and play Gears of War, Microsoft Halo, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and all the other games, quote unquote, free for a
Hmm.
monthly subscription. Or if you're fully hardcore on PlayStation, you can buy them on PlayStation. You can buy them on console and pay a la carte for them. And I can imagine Halo Master Chief Collection is going to probably set you around. I would say $39.99. I think that for 4 games in a collection, I think that's quite a fair price. Maybe they've got an introductory offer like Death Stranding did when Death Stranding moved over to Xbox. For the first 2 weeks, it was
And
it
a pretty
fifteen
nice
ninety nine?
discount.
Yeah, it was a really good discount. It was half price. Maybe Microsoft might do the same with the game going to PlayStation. And I know people are out there saying Halo and Gears are sacred to Xbox. They shouldn't be going to PlayStation. That's like giving away the mascots and things like that. But they've extracted every penny they can out of them games. They're not making any more money on them. If you've got Game Pass, yeah, they're in Game Pass, but you're not going on Game Pass to play Halo, Master Chief Collection, and Gears. You're probably looking at new releases, newer first party games, third party games, and things like that. So why not, instead of them just sat there, why not put them somewhere else and make some more money? And I know people are hardcore and they don't like the idea of their games going to another platform, but
Hmm.
that shouldn't stop your enjoyment from the game. You're still going to enjoy the game. You're still going to play the game. You've probably not even played it for years. So there'll be people kicking off that haven't played it for absolute years. I've seen the breakdowns on Twitter/X. It's unbelievable that I've seen today. And it's like, when was the last time you played it? 5, 6, 7 years ago, whenever it came out. You probably haven't gone back to it, or you jump in the multiplayer now and again. When was the last time you went and played Gears 1? Probably a long time ago. So, yeah, let's get other platforms playing them. Let's hopefully it brings people over to the Xbox side or a form of Xbox side, whether it be a Series S, whether someone picks up an Xbox One and just gets Game Pass and plays other games on there. It's you want to entice people to come over. And at the end of the day, whatever anyone thinks, these are businesses. The businesses that are in the business of making money. And if you're not getting new users and new players, you're not making money. You need to increase because they can't. They're never happy with this level. They want to keep increasing it, increasing it, increasing it. But it'd be interesting to see what else comes, and the fact that it's actually been, it's literally been Windows Central, who's pretty much where you can really go for your um Jez Corden. He's like got all the sources in Xbox, and if he's turning around and saying that's true, this is happening, I've got independent sources to them that even confirm it. It's coming, it's happening. We've been prepared for it, we've been warned about it, and it's always going to be just a matter of time when we're going to start seeing these things.
I think the only thing that is like this is not good and should change immediately, in my opinion, is just Microsoft's and Xbox lack of communication in order to like just tell to everyone what they are going to be doing and how things are going to be moving forward. Because in my opinion, this is not a good look for the popular opinion when out of nowhere after a great news talking about the brand new events that is coming for the developer direct of Xbox there, they are now going to now we got more news saying that Xbox is becoming multiplat and everything now is just terrible and horrendous.
Yeah, see, but I think my issue with if they just come out and say this is what we're doing from now on, all games, all first party games will release on Xbox day one, and they'll come to everywhere else 2, 3 months later, or whatever, or day and date. I think the problem with that is Microsoft seem to change the direction constantly. They're constantly changing the direction, and I think if they just clearly said this is what we're doing
It will be much
next,
better, right?
yeah, it would be, but Next year, they might look think, that's not working, so we're now changing direction. So then they come back out and say, not doing that anymore. We're now doing this, and then
Hmm.
all the media, and all you get off people off Twitter, social media, and news outlets and things like that is Phil Spencer lied, Matt Booty lied, Satya Nadella lied. They said they were doing this, and it's been 12 months, and now they've changed and doing that, and that is what would be the lead. I think if they turn around and said, this is what we're doing and committed to that, it's like, right, okay, we understand. But then if something changes, it doesn't work, or things aren't going as well as they thought, and then they change strategy again, it just looks bad because it's like, Xbox are saying this, but they're changing their mind anyway. If they're vague about it and just say, there's no red lines, everything's being considered, case by case basis, and then it's the rather it comes or it doesn't, they can just make that decision and they can say, well, we did say it was case by case.
Hmm.
Whereas you commit to one way and then 12 months later you've gone in a different direction, you're just going to get hate saying you lied. Look at all the comments and things about Phil Spencer from last year when they were saying Phil Spencer lied, Phil Spencer lied, Phil Spencer lied. Because they did. In fact, the year before that, I tell a lie because it was we got the business update saying these games were coming to PlayStation, seeing how they go. But the previous year, saying, remember when they got Bethesda? What do you remember what he said? The
Yes,
reason they got Bethesda is for
wants to make
Xbox
great exclusives.
exclusives, great exclusives for Xbox users and Xbox Game Pass. And look where we ended up there. So, and all you heard was Phil Spencer lied, Phil Spencer lied, Phil Spencer lied. And it'll be the same again. So I understand why they won't commit and just outright say, this is what we're doing, because they know if they have to pivot in a different direction because it didn't work, or the backlash or funding or whatever it is, that's
Mm.
all you're going to get. It's not going to be, oh, they've changed direction. It's Phil Spencer lied. Said this last year, they're doing that this year.
But
I think.
yes, but that doesn't is not going to that for sure is not going to stop them from receiving backlash anyway because they are quite receiving since last year. But overall, I think that it is a good thing. It is something quite interesting, which is now
Mhm.
Microsoft and Xbox don't want to just stick with some houses that have Xboxes. They want to have control in all houses. Every
Yeah.
single sort of consumer in the market. It doesn't matter if it is on their platforms, it doesn't matter if it is on their systems. They just want you to have any Microsoft slash Xbox products that you are continuously consuming and generating more revenue for them to invest more and more on their platform, on their ecosystem, and on their brands. And honestly,
Yeah.
that's what I got for today. Actually, do you want to
Yeah.
add something else?
Do I want to add something else?
Yeah, you got anywhere else you wanted to add? I feel we covered pretty much what we could here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we're pretty much that was it. Yeah, that was it. It was a only brief conversation. We hope you've all enjoyed this. We're trying something new. We're doing something different. So instead of doing a podcast where we've got loads, just going through loads of news, we thought we'd try a bit different format. So you're going to see a lot more of these XPN news videos. They're only going to be short. Could be anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 20 minutes, half an hour. Who knows, depending who's on and where the conversation goes. There are a number of episodes coming up with just different news articles, so keep an eye out for them. So they're going to probably be posting daily, I think from Monday. The first one has gone up, the one I did about the Xbox Developer Direct has gone up on TikTok. So if you've got TikTok and you aren't following us, follow us over there on the XPN network, and the episode is live on there. You can also access it through the XPN network on X. It'll be on the link is on there for you. So yeah, this news has just come out. We will when we do a next podcast. We're probably going to go a lot more in depth into it and get multiple people's opinions. But this is just something quick. We want to get something out for you guys. So let us know in the comments your thoughts. We do read them, we do respond to them. Feedback helps. And if you like this sort of format, enjoy what we're doing, let us know. But other than that, thank you, Fabio, for joining me to do this. It's fun, something new and fun and different. It's weird not having chat. I don't know about you, but it's weird not having chat there and
Yeah, it's
conversations going as well. It's
yeah,
different.
yeah, it's a bit bizarre. It is something different, but it is quite fun to do it. Honestly,
It is.
I,
It is.
I think
I
it's going to work
enjoyed
out.
doing. I enjoyed doing videos today. It was really good. But other than that, guys, thank you very much, and we will catch you on.